Every morning on a crowded New York City street, an old man sat quietly on a specific park bench. Thousands of people rushed past him daily. Most ignored him, assuming his torn coat and paper cup were the predictable results of a life gone wrong. But at exactly 8 a.m., a sleek black SUV would pull up to the curb, breaking the city's indifferent rhythm. The driver would walk over, leave a fresh cup of coffee, and drive away without saying a word. He repeated this every day for 7 years. One winter morning, the old man passed away on that same bench. The city prepared a small funeral, expecting only a few city workers to attend. Instead, dozens of luxury cars began pulling up to the cemetery. High-ranking executives, judges, and a United States senator stepped out to stand in the cold, surrounding the grave of a man the world had labeled a nobody. The SUV driver walked to the microphone and told the crowd that this man had given away every dollar he ever earned. Decades earlier, he was Michael Harris, a construction mogul worth millions. His career ended when a fire destroyed an apartment building his company had built. Several families lost everything they owned in the blaze. Investigations cleared Michael of any legal fault, but he couldn't reconcile that with the reality of the victims. He held himself personally responsible for their loss. He spent the rest of his life trying to balance a ledger that the law said was already settled. Michael sold his company, sold his mansion, and sold his cars. He converted his entire life into a single pool of cash. This wealth was distributed to the fire victims to pay for medical bills, new homes, and tuition for their children. He set up anonymous transfers so the families would never know where the money came from. Once the money was gone, Michael moved to the street. He believed he didn't deserve a roof over his head while any of the people affected by the fire were still struggling. His homelessness was the final, direct result of his decision to rebuild the lives of others at the expense of his own. At the podium, the driver explained that his own life had been shaped by Michael's secret donations. He was one of the children Michael had helped. That support allowed him to finish school and eventually build a billion-dollar company of his own. That 8 a.m. coffee was a daily debt of gratitude, a tribute from a man who had everything to the man who gave it to him. The driver looked at the wealthy crowd and said, "The richest man here is lying inside this coffin." The attendees stood in silence. They were looking at a man who had done more from a park bench than most people do with a lifetime of profit. It's a reminder that the people we overlook are often the ones who have done the most. True value isn't found in what we keep, but in what we leave behind.